run to her and tell her?
No. Why the fuck would I talk
No.
to her?
Okay. So at the concert, uh, we started off just standing there. We got there early. It was like 6 when we got there, and the concert didn't start till 7:30. So we were standing in line to get tickets for like an hour, and it was cold outside and shit.
Uh-huh.
And when we finally got in there, we were on the floor because we got floor tickets, so we were right in front of the guy. And we started off just standing behind a couple of weirdos and a couple of big fat dudes. You know, nothing special, just surrounded by idiots. Then once the concert kicked off, a bunch of chicks started swarming us, so we thought, yeah. And let me tell you something. Probably 6 out of every 10 girl in Missoula is attractive. It's weird. There's tons of attractive girls there. So we got swarmed, and we thought, since it was just the three of us, we thought, man, let's test our luck here. And I didn't even try anything yet when this semi-drunk chick who was probably just a year older than me started like bumping into me and shit, grinding on me and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah. And John was looking at this chick he was gonna try with her, but me and Tristan looked over and her mom was with her, and her mom just kept like looking at her and shit. And John like tried to grab her and stuff, but the mom kept looking back, and it was really awkward for him, so he didn't try anything. And we're just watching the concert. I'm having a good time dancing, you know, with this chick. I'm watching Kit Moore up there do his thing. And then I look to my right where Tristan was, and he's holding this really good looking fucking like 30-year-old girl. I'm like, what the fuck? And then she turns around and they just start kissing and shit. And she's really good looking. And I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? And you could tell she's just fucking high as a kite. You could tell in her eyes. She didn't even know what the fuck was going on, and Tristan was just attacking her. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is weird. It was a fun concert. If I would have saw that chick before Tristan did, I would have made my fucking move. He wouldn't have even smelt that girl before I got to her.
So what you're saying is, if she wasn't supposedly high, you don't think she would be kissing him?
No, not at all. The girl was like 26, and there was plenty of attractive dudes around, and she picked Tristan. And Tristan was wearing this bent out of shape cowboy hat, and he was wearing like sweatpants and shit. He wasn't wearing sweatpants, but he was wearing this weird like tracksuit sweatshirt. So you know that he didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
He's wearing a sweatshirt with a cowboy hat. What the fuck?
I gave him a dip before he went inside, and he forgot he had it in when he was in there. And there's nowhere to sit because it was in the Grizz basketball stadium, and we were on the floor, so it's a good walk to spit your shit out. And this is during the concert, so he held a dip in for like 3 hours, just sitting there on the floor.
That must have
So
been
I'm thinking to
bad.
myself, his breath has to be disgusting, and this chick's kissing him and stuff. There's no way he knows what he looks like right now. There's no way.
What if he get rid of the dip he put in her mouth, just like pushed it in with his tongue?
When it was over, he's like, she kept sucking my bottom lip, so it's a good thing I spit it out. And I was like, he should have kept it in then. It would have been funny to see what he did if he got a mouthful.
Fucking just straight up start puking on him.
I give him props, though. I don't know if he just got lucky or if he
Bet
forced
you anything
anything.
he's like whispering to her saying, oh, how he's in the military and all this stuff. He's probably saying he's a high rank and
You couldn't
shit.
hear shit. You couldn't hear shit.
Do you think he tries to pull that card with chicks?
I know he does, but this chick wouldn't have worked out like that. This chick was total hippie. Like, have you seen Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
She reminds me of the girls that Jenny hangs out with. Because they're just like,
Jenny.
they're just like hippies, and she was wearing hippie clothes and stuff, but she was beautiful. It's just, it was all over there. And then after the concert, she's like, how old are you? Are you 21 yet? And he's like, no. And she's like, oh, that's too bad. You could have came back and partied with us. And I'm like, shit. I wish we were 21. She didn't have very many good-looking friends. There was a bunch of hippos. I mean, I would have got the worst of it. But, yeah, if she would have been on my side of the concert instead of his side, because it was me on the left, John in the middle, and Tristan on the right, and I had a bunch of idiots. Oh my god. So I'm standing there and this huge fat dude just starts plowing through the crowd right next to me, and I get bumped by like 12 different people. And I look over and it's this huge fat guy just running. So I thought that somebody like had a seizure or something. I thought somebody passed out and he was trying to get him help. So I stand on my tippy toes to check what's going on, and there's this huge just circle opened, and there's like 6 dudes fighting right there, and Tristan got it on video.
Holy shit.
People getting thrown around and stuff. People were punching each other. You know, I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's why I can't wait to go to Warp Tour so I can just watch mosh pits happen.
Why didn't you jump in there, Greg? Start swinging.
6 dudes punching each other in the face. I'm not gonna go in there. I'll get punched by 12 different dudes at the same time.
When the people were getting like pushed into you, Greg, did you like throw your arms up thinking you were getting punched?
I turned around and I was gonna punch somebody, but I was surrounded by chicks, so it was all girls bumping me, and I had ugly ass girls next to me. Tristan had a good over there. John had nothing.
You started swinging at a bunch of chicks.
The highlight of John's night was every time he turned around, there was this dude, and John, I can't remember who he. Oh, John made the reference because he looked like Elvis. So John's like, every time I turn around, this Elvis-looking motherfucker would just stare me down, and that was the highlight of my night. I couldn't turn around, stared at by Elvis.
How did Tristan get around with the hot chicks? Is it just luck of the draw?
Just luck of the draw. He just happened to be standing next to him. I was like, that's bullshit. I got these girls that look like they're ranch hands on a ranch next to me, and Tristan's got these hot ass bitches over there. I was thinking about pushing them out of the way and going and sitting by them, but it was crowded as hell.
How crowded? Could you barely stick your arms out if you could?
Between the three of us, we had the plan to keep a little window, and you couldn't fit somebody else in our little window. I mean, it was bad.
So you're saying your space bubble is being violated?
The place was smaller than the Civic Center.
It is smaller than the Civic. Did you go see something there, Matt?
No, John was telling me about how big it was.
Smaller than the Civic Center. It was a small concert, like not as many people went as you'd think.
John said if they would have came to Butte, there probably would have been a lot more people.
There definitely would have been.
It would have been a huge fucking concert.
They had Soulja Boy in the same exact place.
They had what?
The Boy.
Is it because people in Butte are more into that than Missoula, or is it just
the Civic Center?
Oh, right. The Civic Center could hold more people.
Depot could have held more people than that.
The what?
The Depot.
Really?
The floor in the stadium was about the size of the floor in the Depot, so I mean, there was people up in the stands, but not very many people. So I'm sure the stadium held more people than the Depot would have. But if it was just a floor thing, it would have been around the same.
Man, that's really small.
It's just where they play basketball. It's basically just a gym.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about?
The bass in there was crazy. You would have loved it, Matt. I don't know if they talked about it.
What was it?
The bass.
Oh yeah, John was saying that. He's like, it was fucking insane. Yeah, I know what it's like because I went to that Marvin Devine concert and the bass there was fucking crazy because I was right next to one of the subs.
What
we were close to the stage. Like if I wanted to, I could probably.
I saw the picture.
Bath or something and hit the dude at one point, but I had a good 6 people standing in front of me, and that bass was pounding my chest so hard. Like they didn't stop that bass. It was going to them and pounding my chest so hard. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack from my anxiety.
Could you feel your heart murmur about to explode?
I could feel everything about to explode. My fucking wallet was going crazy. My toucan was vibrating. It was weird. It was just a normal, calm thing at first, and then all of a sudden it was like, boom! I tried to get it on video and record it. That's what I sent in a group message. It was crazy. All the girls around me were just like, "Oh my god!" When it first started, it was like, "Whoa!" You feel it go up your leg.
Where were you trying to push your way out? Like, fuck.
You know how there's certain songs and we'll be sitting in Matt's car, and certain songs will be like, the bass will just be hitting you right in the face, and then all of a sudden you can feel it in the seats and stuff. Like it has different areas that it hits.
Different levels. I found that I'll show you this song I have where you literally feel the bass climbing up your back. It's so cool. Like
That's
it'll start out.
Concert, you could feel it go through the floor and up your legs. It was weird.
Yeah, like it'll start out like at your ass, and then it'll start going up.
Did you feel your teeth vibrating?
My teeth hurt after that fucking concert.
That's the worst. Your teeth
that
vibrating.
Concert started at 7:30 and ended at like 12:30, and my hamstrings hurt so fucking bad that I couldn't extend my legs.
You were there the entire time?
Yeah, we were standing the entire time with that fucking bass and all that shit.
God, standing that long? I don't know if I could do that. That's pretty long.
That's why if I would have went, I wouldn't be wearing my If I would have worn my cowboy boots for that long, I would have died.
I'm used to it, so they don't bother me. My feet, my legs.
Matt, you would pull the boot off, and your foot would just be a huge scab.
Like, just standing in my cowboy boots hurts my feet so bad. Because I can't put insoles because they don't fit. So I literally just have to live with.
Go to Murdoch's and they'll have ones that you can cut off different, like they'll give you pads and they have different sizes marked on the bottom of the pad and you just cut along the line. That's what I did.
Me going there?
No,
I would just be afraid of my feet getting stepped on by people.
Yeah.
Well, my feet got on a lot and I could feel people, it's just like the goddamn, it's just like the fucking Frankie Ballard concert. You can feel people sticking their fingers in your back pocket trying to steal shit.
Jesus.
That's when I would have flipped around, fucking elbowed somebody.
I was like, guys, watch your shit, because they'll try and steal it. And Tristan's like, no, nothing will happen. Nothing like that will happen. And he got in there, and he said somebody took a bunch of notes out of his back pocket. Like, I told you. And he's like, people are stealing my shit. People are stealing my shit. I'm like, I told you.
I put an open can of, like, paint in my back pocket, so the second they put their hands in there, they're going to get paint everywhere.
Like, I fucking did it. The whole time I was like, well, not the whole, after the concert I was worried, like, because the way we started things off, like, Tristan didn't get that chick until he grabbed her. That's how you started off. You got to grab them by the hips while they're in front of you. And I was worried I was going to grab somebody. And I was thinking to myself, like, what if I grab them and they take my hat and throw it up on the stage? Like, how do I get that back? Do I climb up and grab my hat?
Who is performing there?
Kit Moore.
He probably would have put your hat on, not giving it back. You probably would have been an asshole.
A bra up there.
I'd have been so pissed if someone threw my hat. That's what.
Me too.
If I would have gone, I probably wouldn't wear anything like that.
Yeah, and you can't like yell at him. He can't hear shit.
Somebody threw their bra up there and Kit Moore like grabbed it and put it on his arm and shit.
Oh, I don't know who the country singer was, but I went to a country concert a couple years ago at Tech, and this guy started singing this slow song, and there's like 50 girls ripped off their bras and threw it up on stage. The guy's just getting pelted with them. It was ridiculous.
I'm sure John told you about that fight, didn't he?
He didn't tell me about that.
How big were
you were going crazy?
How big were the dudes that were like throwing the punches?
They're bigger than us. It was a big enough fight to where Kit Moore said something about it. He's like, I saw that fight that was going on out there, guys. Don't be doing that. Don't get kicked out. Have fun, bump each other, love your woman, but don't get kicked out.
I would have been an asshole, and it would have been straight up like, if you guys are gonna fight, do it close to the stage so I can watch.
How did they get kicked out for that?
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, that probably figures. You probably didn't figure out it started, considering the fat. The only way you figured out was the fat guy running through the crowd.
Yeah, I thought he was carrying somebody who like passed out or something. I'm guessing somebody grabbed the wrong girl's butt, and then somebody turned around and they're like, "Fuck you!" and punched him, and then that dude bumped somebody else, and that dude's like, quit fucking bumping me. And the next thing you know, everybody's bumping everybody, and everybody's getting pissed and punching each other. I liked it because this chick in front of me that was bumping me and shit, she had a big butt. And every time he'd play an upbeat song where the bass is going crazy, she'd start like jumping and jiggling that thing against my crotch. And oh my goodness, I got home and I whacked it.
Was she hot?
She was like a 7.
Oh, that's pretty good actually.
Tristan's girl, I'm not gonna lie, Tristan's girl was a 10 easily, and she was older. She was like 22, 23.
Wow.
She was hot.
What?
And you could just, had no idea what she was.
Would you look over and see that, or how did you figure that out?
No. And he's like, Tristan's grabbing this chick, and I look over and she's hot. And Tristan's just like, he gives me a thumbs up, and I'm like, you fucking idiot. I hope she turns around and punches you in the mouth. Then I turn around and I look back at her kissing, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm ugly as hell. I wasn't feeling very good because my anxiety pills give me just shits and stuff.
Oh, really?
So I brought Tums. I brought a sandwich bag filled with Tums. And I was in a concert popping Tums, and people were looking at me like I'm taking drugs and shit.
You're taking Tums.
I'd make someone look at me like I'd give them the glare, and they'd be staring at me, and I'd look at John and I'd give him a pill, which is really just a Tums.
Well,
That's when you have like some security guard.
We were making him
you.
so fucking embarrassed.
Who?
Like me
John?
and Tristan were standing in line popping dips, and I look up and this big huge dude, like he wasn't huge, he's probably math height, but he was fat, and he's got to be like 50. And he popped a huge dip, and he was looking at me, and he's like, what kind you got? And I was like, black, and he's like, that's pretty, there's nothing special about it, it's alright. And John's just like, oh my god, I don't want to be here, you guys are embarrassing. I started telling Tristan, I'm like, you know, Tristan, I could have boinked Haley anytime I wanted to. And Tristan's like, I don't give a shit, I don't give a shit. And John's like, we should shut the fuck up, there's people around.
John,